I want to challenge everyone in this room. The world needs the folks that's in this room. We see all the problems that's going on in the world, and the world needs what the folks in this room can offer in terms of skills, intellect, and the capacity to bring people together. And so this is in that vein. So thank you in advance for participating.
We're only going to interview maybe 6 or 7 of you. We'd like to get the new keys. I've gotten one, and we will make arrangements with the others. But we're not really sure of our video quality or our capacity. I'm trusting one of my staff is really good at all this and knows what Instagram is, and that impresses me. But see, it may not be enough. So we're gonna do this. But I'm very serious about moving forward and creating opportunities to do exactly what Tracy said: come together and talk to each other. The second thing I'd like Bill to just say a minute about, we've had some really exciting support. We have a new awesome vice president, 2 years. The president is crazy supportive, and Bill's going to report a little on some new initiatives that I think are really going to be exciting for this group.
One of the other new people that has come into Emory is a new Dean of Admissions. He was formerly the Dean of Admissions at Johns Hopkins University, and he is fantastic. He has moved Emory Admissions to a place in which they are looking not at numbers alone, but at the whole student in a very, very real way. And numbers are only there to say, can they survive at Emory? Can they be a good Emory student? But the purpose of the numbers is that and that alone. They have changed the way they are looking at students and changed it substantially. They have folded us into that conversation in a number of ways. Ed Lee is a reader for the Emory Scholars Program. They have loved his presence there. They love Barclay Forum and what we do and the things James just described. They want us to be folded into the broader mission of Emory University. One of the ways in which they are going to help us do that is they have changed the Emory Scholars Program substantially in the way it interacts with the Barclay Forum Debate Scholar. And that way will have profound impacts upon your students and other students. And we want to share this information with you so that you can share it both with your students, your own students, as well as your peer coaches, as well as their students. Simple word is this: we have always had at Alvin W. Barclay Merit Scholars since I first came to Emory. We have had great students, John Sharp among them, Mike Greenstein, I don't see anywhere. These were Barclay Forum Merit Scholars. That is no longer the case. Now, Emory University wants us to bring them 6 students every year to be considered in the broader Woodruff Scholars Program. The future debate scholars will be known as the Robert W. Woodruff Debate Scholar. They will be looking at 6 students every year, and they're going to look at them as, yes, they are strong academically. What are they doing in their community? How will their interface with debate make them a good representative of Emory University and what Emory University stands for in its pursuit of a community that fosters people who care about social justice? We are going to now be able to take students you recommend to us and the students that you recommend forward in a different way than we've ever been able to do it before. More of them every year. This is a substantial investment because the students who get full Woodruff scholarships will have a full, complete tuition ride to Emory and some other additional financial benefits, potentially including study abroad paid for by Emory University, potentially housing paid for by Emory University. These are serious commitments. They want diverse people, diversity in its most sincere form. They want students who come from different debate backgrounds, students who come from different communities, students who come from different perspectives on life, and they want them to be part of a community that will pursue social justice. We are sharing this information with you tonight so that you know that there is more than one debate scholarship. It is not necessarily just for the best debater in the United States who can win tournaments for Emory University. It is for students who will use debate in a powerful way to foster social justice in a broader way as they progress through the university and as they become alumni of Emory University. We are excited about this partnership. We invite you to join us in that. Keep your students in mind when you are thinking about something like this. Share this with other people, with your peers, and please, remember that we're here to help those students both get to Emory and to succeed here. And that's what we want to share with you.
University is in charge of crafting the message and the ownership of that message. We are grateful participants in this, but it's starting this year. And we've been able to massage the system a little bit. And I have to say, some of you are college folks here, and I could go on bended knee and get Kamal Ghali into Emory, even though the math part of his background was low. This new dean, I went in and I said, you know, I've always had the power to get kids in off the bubble because those were kids that we turned into scholars. But I can do that with kids from Greenhill or St. Mark's or the Glenbrooks or Bronx or Stuyvesant. But when I ask for a kid from Whitney Young or from Grady or from Thurl High School, I get a lot more resistance, and I think we need to unpack that. Now, I've said this to 3 deans of admissions, and they smile sweetly and go, Melissa, you bring us so many Phi Beta Kappas. Yes, we love this. This dean immediately made that change. He got it in that one conversation. The double standard that was operated and operates in all universities, in my opinion. You gotta start by teaching people, and you have to do that with respect for where they come from. And this is an outgrowth of this dean's vision, and it's awesome. Okay, you people are awesome. We're gonna get to go soon. We've got some guests with us. Linda is here, and I'm just delighted. I hope you get to know her. She's doing a really good job. She's really passionately committed to the work. And she's a really competent administrator, and her board is a bunch of really fancy people who are all debaters, and they all just fuss all the time. But she's wise enough, well, she's powerful enough to control them. She's also wise enough to get counsel from people like James, who also know how to talk to fancy people. Who else is here? Some of you, Kevin has a guest with a great coat.
Good evening. It's great to see everyone. As Teresa said, it's renewing each year. I'd like all of you to have the opportunity to meet my partner, Valley Forrester. Valley runs a theater company in Nashville and is a writer and director, and she runs several programs for women and girls in Nashville. And she goes, I really want to see what happens in the debate room. So I said, well, be careful what you wish for. So, I hope you have a chance to meet her.
Who else has a guest? My guest is John Sharp, but you've already met him. Greg.
Well, most of you know I guess in many ways, the co of my life. Longtime debate coach, longtime speech coach. My wife Alma's here.
Yeah. Michael, do you want to introduce anybody here?
My baby brother?
Yes.
He hates it when I say that. Patrick, who is currently in Nashville, used to have things to do in debate, and his son has become a hotshot debater. One of the more interesting things, and I know I'm going to get the number wrong, but his son Ben won the novice division at the Calhoun High School tournament almost 40 years to the day that my other brother Urs and I won the tournament. And it's just so exciting to see Ben go around, and that, I'm not going to insult you.
I think the math is correct on that.
Certainly. The first time I've ever gotten math right. But I'm very excited to have Patrick back here making the long trip from.
As you might imagine, we're very excited to have Patrick as an AD and making here.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have him helping with congressional debate because I lost my person. So it all works out in the wash. You're a multifaceted player. Who else has got a guest? Why, yes, Linda.
Well, she's not a guest, but I think that we should recognize this lady to my right who has been here 40 years.
Yes.
Your most loyal person who remembers each of those years. She's worse than Ted Belch. but Marilyn Wright.
Marilyn is a prominent bankruptcy lawyer here in Atlanta, and Michael Jablonski's wife is a bankruptcy judge, so it's a small group. Anybody else? The last thing that I want to say, and then we'll go, is that each year at this time, because I have to do it now or I'll forget in the post-tournament stuff, we always select next year's speaker. And we give those folks a year to prepare. And I have to tell you, 2 years ago I went to Tracy and I said, I need you to speak. And she goes, I think Dan should speak first. I said, Dan has spoken. She said, no, he hasn't. And I went, oh my God, and Dan and I crossed paths at the MDT and other places, and so I know I've heard him speak, but I obviously conflated it. I do worry about dimension. I check that on a regular basis, but Dan spoke, and then Tracy graciously took the next year, so I had 2 years that year, and luckily she told me I was wrong. But this year, I am delighted to invite John Cruz to speak to us next year. And we will look forward to his remarks.
Congratulations, John.
Okay, anything else? The judging assignments means we need the legal pad, which you may or may not owe that little tiny thing on that. Okay, this is what's going to happen.
I have invited my wife to be a guest here tonight.
Here's what I would like. I need to know if you are not fully available to me on Sunday, and you are going to come tell Tyler, and he's going to write your name down. And I'm going to do assignments, and I'm going to send them out over email, and I will try to get Mr. D. McKelvey's email address right, because it's somewhere in one of these lists wrong, and you always, yeah, whatever. So I'm going to try to do that right. But what I need to know is, Melissa, I have to leave at 4 o'clock on Sunday. I have a plane, or it's my job to get kids home, or whatever. Or I have previous obligations. Or in Shane's case, I got to go back to the tournament that's going on up there that I left my wife at, so she couldn't see me in all my magnificence. We take a picture, get to see all of it. But at the end of the day, I need to know that. That's the information I need to make the judging panels to make this work. I will send them out to you by tomorrow night. And then if there's any problem, you let me know. If you have last minute things, I have alternates in all the categories. New keys, we ask the key coaches to judge all the final rounds of the tournament. So the one thing I would like, I know Mr. Janis, but Dr. Janis, but Mario and Shane, I would like you to also tell Tyler, if you have a preference for an individual event that you would feel a desire to judge. It does not mean that you are a DI coach, but if you'd rather hear that than some of the other contests, tell Tyler, I'll do my best because you're new keys to put you in there. But getting those out in advance, make sure that we have the best possible panels for the students who've worked so hard. And that's part of the service you do to the tournament that I appreciate, and our staff appreciates more than I can tell you. So thank you for joining this group. If you've got special stuff, check out with Tyler. I invite you please to look at the book, and I'm going to have it with me on Sunday in the tab room, so if you don't get to look at the pictures, but I would really like, save me a line for Lanny's picture. But at the end of the day, I want to put this all on a digital format and share that with everybody, and also with the families of those who aren't with us anymore. I think it would be very meaningful to them to see 40 years of pictures of this dinner and moments. Sound good? Yes, Jim.
If they have pictures from the tournament or coaches, you could send e-copies to Emory, and that would be phenomenal, because there are many eras where there isn't much, but as in the wisdom, is also the tangible record of memories. Send
And it
them to
doesn't
VF.
have to be the dinner. It could be
Yeah.
folks in different settings. But like I said, just look at the book for Eric D. McKelvey. It's just, nobody has a more more expressive face or more women that he touches in pictures. You just have to see his pictures.
She's right.
I mean, you know, like hugging.